Prosecutors here say they have dismissed all charges against at least 103 defendants arrested for illegal gun possession. The state Supreme Court recently ruled that part of the local law about guns is unconstitutional. Still, a spokeswoman for State's Attorney Anita Alvarez said tonight that anyone found carrying a firearm could still be charged with a crime. Political editor Mike Flannery is here to explain how that would work out. Mike?
Robin, lots of questions still remain about all this since last Thursday when we first reported that the Illinois Supreme Court had tossed out this widely used gun charge. We've been asking Alvarez and Chicago police repeatedly to please explain what the law is now. Finally tonight, a spokeswoman for Alvarez told Fox 32 News, quote, "It would not be prudent for citizens to carry loaded firearms in public, whether they possess a valid firearm owner's ID card or not. As for whether these cases would result in criminal charges, I would only say that we would evaluate any individual incident on a case-by-case basis." One of those watching very closely is Edward Hambrick.
Just being in my own bed, my own family home, that house that I grew up in, feels great.
Edward Hambrick was locked up longer than some convicted of violent crimes, though authorities said the 40-year-old computer programmer's record is completely clean. After 14 months at the county jail, he was among 4 defendants freed overnight, including Christopher Spite and Stephanie Holmes. State's Attorney Anita Alvarez yesterday dropped gun possession charges against 103 defendants. The Illinois Supreme Court ruled last week that the gun possession charges they all faced were based on a law that is unconstitutional. Being locked up for 14 months, what did it do to your life, to your credit rating, and the rest of your life?
Everything is pretty much destroyed. But that's, I can rebuild all the financial stuff and make arrangements to make payments to all my debt. But one thing I can't recover is, the time that I spent in jail.
The unanimous state Supreme Court ruling that freed Hambrick essentially agreed with a Second Amendment argument he'd been making almost nonstop since July 2nd, 2011. That's the night Chicago police pulled him over near 79th and Ashland, saying he had not been using a seatbelt. Hambrick told them he had a firearm in his truck. When they took his chrome .45 caliber Taurus handgun, he admits becoming belligerent and lecturing the cops on his rights as an American. Later, when he tried to file criminal charges against those arresting officers and the circuit court judge hearing his case, that judge revoked Hambrick's bond and ordered a psychiatric evaluation. He was found to be sane, but as his case bounced through 3 courtrooms, no new bond was ever set. Hambrick's mugshot from 26 months ago indicates he lost a lot of weight while at the county jail, refusing even to consider pleading guilty to any charge, despite pressure from some in his family.
Because at times they didn't understand why I just didn't go ahead and give in and cop out just to get my freedom. I like to show them some appreciation for standing by me after all this time.
Hambrick said he is telling his family, though, that he may yet go back to court, but this time as a plaintiff. Hambrick objects to the $150 fee the state of Illinois plans to charge for concealed carry permits that will be good for 5 years, beginning next year. He said he may sue to reduce or eliminate that fee, Robin.
Is he a lawyer? He sounds like he's really been studying the law or something.
Well, he's one of those guys that often teach themselves. He's obviously smart. He's got a Bachelor of Science degree in computer technology from DeVry. In fact, that's his student loans are one of the loans that he's now in default on because he's been locked up for so long. But he is determined to assert his Second Amendment rights. He was in the past a member of the National Rifle Association, didn't have the money to keep his membership up, he said.
We'll be following this. Thank you very much, Mike.